Hey guys, it's SkinFreak, and today we're going to be going over 15 CSGO Easter eggs and secrets that can be found on CSGO skins. Now this is actually part 2 in my CSGO Easter egg series, so if you didn't see part 1, make sure to check that out. Link to that is in the top right of the screen right now. I recommend checking out part 1 before watching this, which is part 2, so if you haven't seen that already, check that out. Now, with that being said, some of these secrets and Easter eggs you may already know, while others you may not know. So, without further ado, let's get into the first Easter egg. So, if you look at the Desert Eagle Naga skin, you can make out that it actually says made in Israel on the skin. Now, this is actually a pretty cool Easter egg because if you didn't already know, the Desert Eagle gun itself was actually made and originally created in Israel, so that's where it originated from. So it's pretty cool that the person who made the skin decided to actually add that on the skin. Now the next secret you may not know is on the AK-47 Wasteland Rebel. If you look towards the bottom right of the skin itself, you will see that it actually shows the bomb code itself for, of course, planting the bomb. Now the next one is still on the AK-47 Wasteland Rebel. If you actually inspect the gun and wait for the other side to show, you can actually make out that it says make them cry written on the right side, and you can only see it for a split second when you're actually inspecting the gun. Coming in at the number 4 spot, we actually have the load mouth. If you have this gun and you reload it and you look at the little clip that you open up to put the ammo in, you'll see that there's actually a little smiley face there. So it's kind of like a little funny Easter egg that the creator of this skin actually added to the gun. Now the next little secret Easter egg takes place on the MAC-10 Neon Rider. When you're reloading the gun, if you pay close attention to the clips that you're putting into the gun, you'll see that the magazine actually has a skull written on it. Now there's a similar Easter egg with the 5.7 monkey business, but on this clip it actually says Nom right on the magazine when you're reloading the gun and when you throw your magazines on the ground when you are finished with that clip. Next up, we're looking at the chatterbox. When you're inspecting this gun, it has another little hidden message, kind of like the Wasteland Rebel did, and you'll see that it actually says feed me on this one. Next up, we have the Executioner. It's a bit of a newer skin to CSGO, and if you look at the right side when you're inspecting, you'll see that on the stock of the weapon it actually says NaCl, got some here, and basically it's referring to people being salty, NaCl, which is the scientific initials for salt. So it's basically saying people are salty when you're using this gun, and yeah, that's kind of true. Next, we're taking a look at the Sunset Storm. Now, when looking at Deagle Sunset Storms, only some of them have this feature, so it's kind of weird. But if you look closely, you'll see that on some of them, there's actually a face at the bottom right, actually on the handle that you hold when you're holding the Deagle. And it's kind of weird that it's only on some of the Sunset Storms, while it's not on others. Next up, we're taking a look at the UMP Minotaur Labyrinths, and you'll see that on some of these guns, they actually have a little face kind of in the middle of the skin as well. So it's very similar to the Sunset Storm, where only some of them have this feature while others don't, so it's kind of weird. Next up, we're taking a look at the brand new Glock Wasteland Rebel skin that was just added in the brand new Gamma case. And basically, as the floats get higher and the damage gets worse on this gun, you'll see that the actual skin starts to fade away, leaving secret messages all over the gun. Some of them say kill, some of them say boom, some of them say the bomb code, some of them say rip CT. There's just a ton of messages that form on this gun as the wear gets worse. So I think that's pretty cool that the developer of this skin actually added that to that, because there's not many skins that actually have that much of an effect. Now here we have the AUG, and it's a bit similar to the Wasteland Rebel, and basically as the wear gets worse and the float gets higher, there's actually a heart that forms in the top right. Now of course it's not as crazy as the Wasteland Rebel with messages all over the place, but there is a little heart that appears on the right side. Next up, we're taking a look at the Tech-9 Hades, and basically this has another one of those effects where when the float gets higher and the wear gets worse, the actual people wearing helmets slowly turns into skulls. So that's kind of cool, and honestly this is a skin that looks very great, whether it's factory new or it's battle scarred, the most battle scarred, or whatever. This skin looks really nice. Last but not least, we're going to be taking a look at the AK-47 Cartel. Now on this weapon, the person who made this skin actually added a secret message onto the gun, and it's kind of near the part where you would be aiming down your sights. And basically the only way you can actually make out what it says is by going through the game files itself, and looking at the game files, you'll notice that it actually says hasta siempre, which basically translates into until always. Now this links back to Che Guevara. I probably said that wrong, but basically Guevara is well known for one of the main figures of the Cuban Revolution. The Hasta Siempre is a song that was made by a Cuban composer, Carlos Pueblo, in 1965. This song itself links back to the farewell letter that Guevara left in order to foster revolution in the Congo, which is a country in Africa, and later Bolivia, which is another country in Africa. And this is where he was later captured and murdered. So there's a pretty significant meaning to that simple phrase. Now it's so fascinating and impressive that the person who made the skin actually put that much thought into a little section on the skin that you can only see if you're actually looking at the game files itself. So this little saying had a lot of meaning behind it, and honestly that is pretty insane. So guys, those were the 15 CSGO Easter eggs and secrets on the CSGO skins. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know my part 1 for the CSGO Easter eggs I made months ago, and finally we have the part 2 of the Easter eggs, so I hope you guys enjoyed. I'm going to be working on a part 3 a bit sooner because of course I want to get all 5 parts of the CSGO Easter eggs done, and I don't want to keep you guys waiting too long like I did last time. So if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave a like down below, and if you're new, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss a future video. This has been SkinFreak, and don't forget, stay freaky. Nigga, why you babysitting? Only 2 or 3 shots. I'ma show you how to turn